Muslims are not playing no games no more. No games. And if you are not bold with your faith already, you need to start being bold with your faith. Because the Muslims, they not scared at all. I don't know if it's just me, but I've been seeing these videos on how they basically been saying how they taking over the UK. They're going to come take over the US, and they've already started taking over the US. They're going to make sure Islam enters every single household.
Does everyone understand the situation in Dearborn, Michigan? Do you guys realize what's currently happening in our own country?
America will be a Muslim country. Russia will be a Muslim country. Islam will enter every house, inshallah. Islam will enter every household. Whether you like it or not, Donald Trump, inshallah, soon you will see we have a plan in place to go visit him and call him toward Islam.
Welcome to Dearborn, Michigan. No, this is not the Middle East. This is right here in America. And if you notice those headbands, there's a certain organization in the Middle East that wear the same thing on their forehead. I don't think you guys understand what is coming to America.
Muslims in Texas are now going business to business, warning merchants that they have 30 days to remove haram items such as alcohol, pork, gambling, and more.
I have every legal right to sell whatever you want. But as a Muslim, I have a responsibility to educate the people and let them know that as a Muslim, you shouldn't sell haram. That the alcohol, the pork, the gambling is all against Islam. And so I'm just letting you know ahead of time, in about 30 days, we're going to start doing demonstrations around the city. The Muslims that have businesses with haram in it will let the people know that we have to teach the people the best. The Muslims have the best. So let the owners know you should begin to change the inventory, or we're just going to demonstrate. We can't stop you. You have a right to do it. But we have to give the da'wah to let the people know the truth about Islam, okay? So get the haram out of your store.
Now, this is where most Americans in that state are getting angry. And some of them are even asking, if selling pork is haram, then how can getting married to a 6-year-old be considered normal? Some also argue that if a person from a different religion were to go to a Muslim country and try to impose their laws, telling people what to do or what to sell, there would likely be a huge issue. What do you think about this? Share your thoughts.
America will be a Muslim country. Russia will be a Muslim country. Islam will enter every house, inshallah. But we have to be a part of that change and never, ever apologize. We're unapologetic. Never, ever compromise.
Hi, Sheikh. I have heard your message claiming that Islam will soon rule the Europe, US, and the West through immigration and birthright. Let me respond respectfully, but with facts. Christianity is not dying, it is shifting. Yes, Christianity in the West, Europe is declining. That part is true, but globally, Christianity remains the largest and fastest spreading faith in the world, especially in Africa, Latin America, and parts of Asia. By 2050, Africa alone will have over 1.2 billion Christians. Christianity is not dying, it is relocating. Second, population growth is not equal to spiritual truth. A religion doesn't become true because its population grows. If numbers made something true, then Hinduism or atheism should also be considered true because they are growing too. Truth, my friend, is not measured by birth rate, but by evidence, scripture, morality, and revelation. 3, Islam spreading by migration is not the same as spiritual conviction. Moving to Europe or America does not mean the continent is becoming Islamic. Immigration and economic and political movements, not a spiritual revival. Faith is not transferred by crossing borders. Faith grows through personal conviction, not geography. 4, most Muslims who move to the West assimilate. The studies in the UK, France, and even Germany show that many second and third generation Muslims become secular, non-religious, or even moderate. So the idea that Europe will become a Sharia continent is more fantasy than fact. Lastly, 5th, Christianity has faced greater threat and survived. Empires have risen and fallen, but the gospel remains. The Roman empires collapsed, the communism collapsed, revolutionary atheism collapsed, but Christianity continued because its foundation is not on population number, it is on the resurrection of Jesus Christ. Biblically, the kingdom of God does not advance by force. Christianity spread through love, truth, and persuasion, not dominance. Jesus said, "My kingdom is not of this world." Christianity does not depend on controlling nations, it depends on transformations of heart. 7. Muslims are coming to Christianity quiet. In Europe and the US, thousands of Muslims are leaving Islam because they encounter the love of Christ, freedom of conscience, and truth of the gospel. Many do it quietly because of fear or persecution. And finally, so Sheikh, numbers don't intimidate us. Immigration doesn't shake us. Christianity is built on the risen Christ, and no population trend can stop the gospel. History has shown one thing: truth outlives empire, and Jesus is the truth. Thank you so much for listening. I am Pastor Seb Oti.
Live in Dearborn, Michigan for the March Against Islamification. We will not let our country fall and become like London. We will stand strong against these Islamic invaders. These jihadis will have to go. Christians in America, you need to stand up before your daughters are raped in the streets like the animals that they think we are. They call us kafirs. They hate us and they want to destroy white people and Christian America. We will not allow it to happen.
Does everyone understand the situation in Dearborn, Michigan? Do you guys realize what's currently happening in our own country? For those who don't know, there was a group of Christians in Dearborn, Michigan last night, journalists, who were assaulted by Muslims yelling Allahu Akbar outside of the city hall. You could see the video for yourself.
This is not America. This is an insurgency. They are taking over our country. They're taking over our country.
For starters, what a pathetic bunch. The guy was looking away and then you ran into oncoming traffic. What a weak loser. Second, leftists online are doing what they always do in defending the people who hate them, but do they really understand what they're defending? In a majority Islamic nation, which there are over 50 of in the world, anybody who is not a practicing Muslim is what's known as a dhimmi. They are a secondary, a lower class citizens, typically referred to like Christians, for example. Now, these people deemed inferior by the state are forced to pay what's called a jizya, which is a special tax which grants them protection from the state that would persecute them otherwise. This is of course a moderate example where the state goes, I guess if you pay us enough money, we won't murder you. The more extreme recent example would be Iran in the 1970s with the rise of Ayatollah Khomeini. He used secular people, he used feminists and leftists as the muscle behind his movement, and once he achieved power, once he consolidated his power, he said, we have no use for you, so if you are unwilling to convert to Islam, you will be executed. And that's exactly what he did. He executed 30,000 people during his reign and imposed crazy restrictions on people like women. So no, I won't apologize for calling it a virus. No, I won't apologize for saying it shouldn't be in this country. Islam's incompatible with the West. Christ is king.
This right here is not religious freedom, but this is forcing religion on a whole entire city. Dearborn, Michigan has the Muslim call to prayer over 5 times a day, and there's zero outrage. Imagine if Christians broadcasted prayers over city speakers 5 times a day. I guarantee people would be so offended at this, but since it's Islam, no one wants to say anything because they don't want to offend anyone. I don't know about you, but I'm not going to sit back and let America get overtaken by Islamic extremists.
Muslims are not playing no games no more. No games. And if you are not bold with your faith already, you need to start being bold with your faith, because the Muslims, they not scared at all. I don't know if it's just me, but I've been seeing these videos on how they basically been saying how they taken over the UK. They're going to come take over the US, and they've already started taking over the US. They're going to make sure Islam enters every single household, and they're going to start taking over the policies and politics and implying Sharia law and just changing the US as we know it and making it a Muslim country. Like, and even if you're not Christian, that should raise some alarm bells. You should start thinking like, what's going on? This, first of all, America is a melting pot of a whole bunch of, other religions, but they talking about they trying to make this stuff. They trying to make the whole world Muslim. Like, is y'all not getting it? Like, imagine you just chilling, you hearing a call to prayer talking about 5 times a day, loud as heck, blasting through the streets, and I mean you gotta drop down and pray. That's how it starts. Pretty soon you keep doing that, then you're gonna start getting arrested because you're not dropping down and praying in public. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got to start thinking, bro. And I'm not trying to say like disrespect their religion. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Obviously I don't agree with it. I don't support it. You know what I'm saying? I'm a child of God, Jesus Christ. We not finna stand for no hostile takeover. This is an insurrection. They talking about trying to take, like, how isn't the government doing something about this, bro? Like, they're literally taking us down from within. They're like sleeper agents. Forget the Russians, forget the Soviets. These the real sleeper agents. You know what I'm saying? They just appointed a Muslim governor in New York. And I'm not saying he finna just go ahead and start applying Sharia law and like enforcing it. And he just might, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't denouncing it in that video when somebody was asking him. But I'm just saying this is a step. And if you know, if you've been in your word, you know what I'm saying, you know about the end time prophecies. It just makes sense. The stage of the Antichrist is being set. The Bible, like, Islam is gonna be a religion that wages war on the Christians. It's talked about in Revelation 13, verse 8, I believe. Like, Christians will be beheaded. What other country, what other religion focuses primarily on beheading the infidel? Like, come on, y'all gotta open y'all eyes.
Guys, we need to talk about what's happening in Dearborn, Michigan. So in Dearborn, Michigan, the city government has been taken over by a foreign culture that is discriminately enforcing the law against people that are not from the same foreign culture. And this is pretty apparent from how they're allowing a mosque, actually several mosques, to blare out the screeching Arabic call to prayer and not enforcing the noise ordinances. So the call of prayer happens 5 times a day, one time at 5:30 a.m., and there's a noise ordinance prohibiting loudspeaker music between the hours of 10 p.m. and 7 a.m. And the city's just not enforcing the law. And they're doing this with a few other laws too. And this is foreign occupation. It could be any foreign culture taking over America, and it's not going to be America anymore.
What people are not understanding about this whole thing of religion is not everyone can be a Muslim and not everyone can be a Christian. People need to live together in harmony and respect other people's religion. You just don't move to a new country, a place you have never been, and just start imposing to people to convert in your religion. This is one of the religion that says a girl is mature once they reach to puberty and they can get married. And I don't think a real Christian, someone who has a good exposure, will adhere to such things. So I don't think this thing, the Sharia world, will just work in the US. People should respect other people's religion and just do their own things. And I don't think you can move to an Arab country and try and start converting people to become Christians. That has never happened, and that I don't know whether it will ever happen. So let's respect other people's religion, and they deserve some respect. And when you move to a different environment, adhere to the rules and regulations of what runs that city or the country. The confidence with these people, even punching people on the roads, it's top tier, and that is really, really bad. Let me know what you think about all this commotion about Islam. Drop your thoughts down below, like the video, share the video to your friends, and credit belongs to the creators of these short videos. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next on my next video. Bye bye for now.